And hello again, dear ones. Reverend Robert with you. Wednesday evening, 6 o'clock on the Mountain Time Zone. That means it's time for our midweek pick me up. Brief, quick opportunity to come together and share in a little prayer, share in a little music, and share in a little bit of messaging. And what I trust is a positive pick me up for the middle of your week. So, as we always do, I want to get started in a centering prayer, and then I'm going to take us right into our first piece of music tonight. So I trust that you'll see how these come together. So if you're with me, I invite you to just close your eyes and be in in a moment of the presence. Setting aside the hustle and the bustle of the day, setting aside everything it took to be in this moment, just to come to this moment. To step in here and recognize God. To step in here and recognize God as source, as supply, as the never-ending wellspring of love and light and beauty, truth and health and wealth and well-being, abundance, prosperity. It's all God. So I recognize the oneness that is this allness that is expressing as my life, as the lives of each and every one that hear these words now or at another time. Recognize together we are coming to create something new, something magnificent, something never before experienced. In the center of all that, I know there is good, and there is very good. And I am grateful in this moment for all that transpires, for all that happens, for all the good. So I invite you to just listen in to the amazing words of Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith.
Take the breath right here. And we're going to move into a prayerful moment right now. Take the breath, take the breath, take the breath, take the breath. Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And then you ask, how can I bring value? What's my job here? Sometimes your job may just be to pray. So we're here to wake up to this awareness and to allow for our life to be a living demonstration of that which has never been born and will never die. Now, feel all of your needs met right now. Just feel it. You can feel it. You don't have to immediately look to see if it's demonstrating. Just feel it. Just feel that you're so loved beyond your mental comprehension. You're the center of the universe because the center is everywhere and the circumference is nowhere. So you're at the center of the universe and you're just so loved right now. Everything is working together for your good right now. You are about your Father, Mother, God's business right now to be on display for the isness, the nowness, and the foreverness of the Spirit now. Just feel that. We're describing heaven. One day in heaven. A day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven. Just a day, one day in heaven. So we're here to wake up into a day in heaven. And of course, when we speak of heaven, we're not speaking of a far-off state, someplace that you go to when you die. We speak of you becoming more authentic, more alive, more awake. And the world is literally transformed as individuals become more awake. In other words, happiness does not come from circumstances being the way you want them to be. The world of phenomena does not have your happiness, your joy, nor your peace. That comes from heaven. And heaven is not a place, it is a state of consciousness. If you want to really change the world, wake up. One day in heaven. A day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven. That's heaven. That's heaven. That's heaven. That's heaven. practices that allow us to stay in this progressive dimension of consciousness. Those particular practices, when focused upon, allow us to be in heaven all of the time. So a day in heaven begins with this. Notice and release your acquisitive nature. That part of you that wants to get something to be happy. Instead, shift your awareness and ask the question, how can I bring value to these individuals that are coming into my life? Now, if you take that on as a practice, heaven breaks out all over. One day in heaven. A day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven. Just a day, one day in heaven, and you will be guided to be an answer, to be a solution, to be an energetic vibration of beauty. One day in heaven. A day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven. Just a day, one day in heaven, and you will be guided to be an answer, to be a solution, to be an energetic vibration of beauty. And now you're finding yourself in heaven. Oh, just think of that word, heaven. Paradise. If you want to enter into heaven, just take one day of letting go of your acquisitive appetite. Just want to take one day. One day. Acquisitive appetite in check. Opinions in check. Complaining in check. Blaming in check. And then learn one day to just develop a kind of a non-reaction to phenomena of apparent negativity. You're here to dispense the divine gifts, not to get anything. And when you step into that space and you decree something, it will manifest because you are not out of alignment with the fundamental order of existence. One day in heaven. A day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven. Just a day, one day in heaven, and you will be guided to be an answer, to be a solution, to be an energetic vibration. One day in heaven, a day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven. Just a day, one day in heaven, and you will be guided to be an answer, to be a solution, to be an energetic vibration. One day in heaven, a day in ever-expanding good. That's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven, that's heaven. Just a day, one day in heaven, and you will be guided to be an answer, to be a solution, to be an energetic vibration. One day in heaven.
One day in heaven. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, thank you, Michael Bernard Beckwith, for bringing your gifts to the planet, for being on the planet, for being an expression of the oneness that is God's life, that is all of life. And I want to thank you for being here with us as well. Midweek Pick Me Up. The idea is to get ourselves moving a little bit on Wednesday evenings. And I love that song because today it's just been a day in heaven all day long. It feels like it's been a day in heaven. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't things in my life that are drawing my attention that may appear to be other than heaven. But ultimately, I have to remember, as Michael told us and speaks about in this song, there is an ever expanding good that's happening in my life. As long as I stay focused on how I'm bringing value, how I'm serving and supporting others, not worrying about getting me, You're not getting from me. He also says it's all about us dispensing our divine gifts. Dispensing our divine gifts, however they may show up. And I don't actually need the headphones when I'm speaking. I just need them for when the music's playing. Otherwise, you'll hear feedback, and we don't want any of that. So, heaven. Started this morning with pulling some cards to be for meditation, and I would encourage you to go back and watch the archives of this morning's meditation. Happens at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. And I pulled a series of 3 cards, and I wanted to share those with you. This is just real briefly. I'm going to read through them. The end of the world is not its destruction, but its translation into heaven. The end of the world is not its destruction, but its translation into heaven. The second card. Those who offer peace to everyone have found a home in heaven the world cannot destroy. Those who have found peace in everyone, those who offer peace to everyone have found a home in heaven the world cannot destroy. And finally, heaven is here, there is nowhere else. Heaven is now, there is no other time. Heaven is here, there is nowhere else. Heaven is now, there is no other time. There is no other time to recognize that we do live and we surround ourselves by a mental atmosphere. And it is through that mental atmosphere that we create the experience of our lives. So if we believe we live in heaven, if we create the mental and emotional experience of heaven around us, if we are constantly being reminded that there's nothing other than the one, than God, finding ways through video, through media, through what we listen to, through what we watch, through the prayer works we do, for the work we don't do. In all of that, we stand at choice, each one of us, to create heaven or not. So we are creating a state of consciousness where we create the life we truly desire, where we have the resources, where the things that are necessary for the unfolding of your work on the planet comes to you exactly as necessary. So I'm being reminded again and again and again that it's my job to bring value to the people in my life, to those around me, to those that see what I'm doing or have any connection to what we're doing here. It's my job to bring value to those folks and say, here's how we go about creating this together, a world that works for everyone. In that, and when we come into alignment with that understanding, then we are guided to serve, guided to love, guided to be peace, guided to find the ways to do what's ours to do, what we're being called to do. There's no question that humanity, the world, the planet is going through a great change right now, but it is not our destruction. It is a gateway, it is an opening, it is a doorway to a new form of heaven, to a new experience of heaven, because we get to, you and I and each of us, we're here creating this experience of heaven based on our own beliefs, based on what we claim as truth, based as what we want to call into our lives. So I'm being reminded what are my practices, right? What am I doing? Because I can be in the consciousness of it. I can be in the knowingness. I can intellectually know that there is only one God. That one God operates through and as my life perfectly whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. And I can know that intellectually. No worries. But the rubber hits the road when something shows up in the news feed, or the rubber hits the road when a phone call comes in, or when something changes in a scheduling, or when something doesn't happen. And that's where we get to do the work. That's where we get to do the work. So what are the practices that remind me, that pull me out of those places when when I'm not seeing the truth, when I'm getting caught up in the world of form? Perhaps it's visioning or meditation. Perhaps it's a walk around the block, or get out into nature. I love the fact that we can get out into nature. I've got a quote that I want to share with you here tonight. And it's funny because I've been pulling cards all day. Like, I don't usually have a lot of card decks around. I keep some card decks around, and I use them in different ways and in different places. And as I said this morning, I wanted to do a little something different with the meditation, and so I went out and found these three quotes. And these are all from A Course in Miracles, well, by the way, those three quotes. The end of the world is not its destruction. That sounds pretty familiar, topical. The end of the world is not its destruction, but its translation into heaven. That we are in that place of translating right into heaven right now. Those who offer peace to everyone have found a home in heaven the world cannot destroy. So offering your peace, being peace in the world, means that your home, your piece of heaven, the heaven you are creating, cannot be destroyed by worldly things, by worldly hands. Because heaven is here, there is nowhere else. Heaven is now, there is no other time. If I make it here and now, it is here and now. And so my exploration of cards today also led me to something that Ernest Holmes wrote, the founder of Science of Mind and Religious Science. And he wrote this quite a long time ago now. Nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the experience necessary to the unfolding and advancement of the soul. Nature will not let us stay in any one place too long. She will let us stay just long enough to gather the necessary experiences. You've heard me say this in different words. To gather the experience necessary to the unfolding and advancement of the soul. I love when Ernest used female pronouns. And I love what this says. Because if you're feeling stuck right now, if you're feeling like you're not moving forward, that you're just running over the same old ground again and again and again, that's okay. Be gentle with yourself. There's something you're not catching yet. That's okay. There is something here for you that is necessary before you can take the next step. So look differently. Look into how do I explore what's going on differently. Schedule a session with a practitioner, with myself, with one of the other ministers. Find some time to talk to somebody, to dig into the spiritual truth and explore, why do I feel like I'm running over the same old ground again and again and again and again? Dating the same person, only in a different body. I'm doing this same work, but at a different company. If you, and I believe we are all here because we are beings of ever expanding good. We are forever being called to expand the good that we may receive and the good that we may share out into the world. Because remember, again, it's not about getting anything for ourselves. It's about being and dispensing the divine good. It's dispensing what's coming in so that we can give it back out and be that example of bringing value to those around you, bringing the value to those in your world. So as we go forward this week, my encouragement for you is to find that place where you recognize, I've gotten the experience and I'm ready to move forward. I've gotten the experience I came here to get, and I'm ready to move forward. And then start about the practice of getting clear on what it means for you to start moving forward. Because you are being called to something magnificent. You are being called to something greater than any of us have ever known. We all are. We're all in this together. In one way or another, everyone on the planet is absolutely vital to humanity's evolution. Your gifts, your skills, your talents, what you bring to this party is absolutely necessary. And I can't wait to see what's coming. I can't wait to see what you're going to create, because I can show you all kinds of ideas of what we're creating. Give you a little sneak peek. Look at those. Ooh. Sticker delivery came in today. I tell you more about how to get those later. My point is simple. You are a divine expression of God's life on planet Earth, and we need you. You are necessary to the upliftment, to the new vision that is being born. So please get about doing the work. Get about doing the work of creating this world that works for everyone. And that's what New Thought Media Network's all about. It's all about creating a positive vibration, a positive stream, a constant positive vibrational stream of media, music, entertainment, commentary, ideas, community connection. When we start showing you the layout of the campus, the digital campus that we're building, it's insane. It's amazing. It's not insane. It's totally within our realm. It's just a matter of doing it. So I'm going to get out of here for now. I want to do a quick prayer with you before we go. And I have another piece of music as well to share on the way out tonight. But before we get to that, let's just get into that goodness, that recognition that there is truly only one life called God's life. One source, one supply, one never-ending wellspring of all love, light, beauty, truth, and health. Wealth and well-being, abundance, prosperity, the all of all, the everything and the no thing. My life, your life, the life of everyone across this planet or beyond this planet, every form of life, a divine connection of the oneness, a divine intersection where God gets to meet God. For that's what's happening. Everywhere we connect with another, everywhere we see another, everywhere we touch another or feel or the energetic or hear another, we are making that divine connection, that divine intersection where God gets to know God a little bit better, where we each come to share the gifts and the skills and the talent and the joy and the love that is ours and ours to give. There is a great revelation that is happening upon the planet right now, and we are each absolutely vital to this revelation. This I know. We are each absolutely necessary to the forward evolution, to the outward expansion, to the ever expanding goodness that is coming into form on this planet at this time. So I invite each one that hears these words into that energetic vibration of yes, I shall be, yes, I shall serve, yes, I shall show up and dispense the divine gifts that are mine to give. I shall inspire and uplift and serve and support everyone around me. I shall bring value to each and every person that I connect with, that I interact with, comes into my life, into my world. This day, every day, from this point forward, knowing that heaven is right here, right now. There is no other time for heaven. Heaven is happening right now. There is no other place. Heaven is happening right here. That is the truth I know. And so I am grateful to share that word, to be a conduit with that word, to recognize that truth, and to release that word into the law. That it must say yes into the law that is in fact already operating upon this prayer. I loose this word and I let it be. I let go and I let God be God. And I invite you to join me in the affirmation of that truth as we say together, and so it is. And so, and so, and so, and so it is. Oh, thank you, dear ones, for being with us today. I want to also thank you for your gifts, your tithes, your offerings, and your support to keep this network on the air and sharing this vibration and these experiences across the broadcast, the interwebs. I'm going to start saying interwebs. So if today is your day to hit the donate button, there's a donate button up in the description of this video. And beyond that, there's also another button up there. Let's bring this one up, Give Butter button. If you check out Give Butter, we've also started our fall fundraiser. And if you'd like, there's an opportunity to support this ministry in an even more powerfully financial, meaningful way and on our Give Butter program, and get some thank you gifts that go along with them. I encourage you to please go check out that page and take a look at that. And we're going to keep doing this all fall. We're going to culminate and we're going to bring it to a boil on Friday, November 20th. Our Launch 2020 experience. For those that may remember the big event back on May 1st, well, back then we did a 13-hour, 11 and a half, it was long, We did a monster live stream and not doing that again. So this time, what we're doing is a 6 hour show. I've got a number of great guests artists that we're already working with and lining up. I'm going to be releasing the guest list very soon, who you can expect to see. But you can pretty much you can pretty much bet that Floyd Lulu will be with us. Gary Lynn Floyd, Jamie Lulu are going to be with us. Lisa Ferrero has agreed to be with us. The Levines will be back with us again. Patricia Bahia, new winner, just won the 4th annual Peace Song Award. She was the grand prize winner this year. She's going to be with us live, singing live from her home studio that evening. And a number of our show hosts as well. So we invite you to plan now to join us Friday, November 20th, 5 to 11 p.m. Mountain Time for our launch 2021. And again, if you head over to givebutter.com/New Thought Media Network, you'll find some goodies and some thank you gifts for those that are in a position to donate. And please know that if in the midst of what's going on here, a donation's not in your wheelhouse, we get that. Let's talk about that anyway. Let's help you get back into the road to prosperity. Let's get you back into that road of that place of absolute recognition of your prosperity and work together to support you in that. And for those that can, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Our whole ministry appreciates that. And my family appreciates that because it keeps me doing what I'm doing. All right, I'm out of here for now. I love you. I wish you all the best for the rest of the evening. Remember, we'll be back at 8:15 Mountain Time with evening prayers, our wrap up for the evening. So until then, peace and blessings, dear ones. I love you. You are amazing, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Until then, bye now.